Alright, so we're going to try and throw this curtain in here and see if it looks awful or not. Which I haven't done yet, very foolishly, so I may look very silly here. It's interesting. It's too small, which is good, actually, because the way I have to fix it will not work particularly well. What's wrong with it is this still, the end, this is upside down right now, but this end still needs to be much smaller. So adding another 400 and making this much smaller is really makes me very happy. So let us, now we could just extrude it, which will look bad. So I think what we really have to do is bring these, turn these back on, get rid of this loft. I don't want rid of the sketches. I want you back, and I want you back. See, this lost kills everything. I won't be happy. Okay. It is killing these. Okay, so let's try and go back to the stage. Control Z. No, let's leave me with this. Fine, this is going to have to be smaller somehow. Can probably just put another loft on top of it. So let's finish that sketch. Let's delete that sketch. Let's put another plane off of here. 400. Let's sketch on this. Now, I want this to be nice and small. What are you? Okay. Put a sketch onto here, which needs that entire face's geometry. And loft from here to here, please. Please. Loft here to here. Not wanting. Okay, let's go play with this. You I do not need. Very close to starting this entire loft again. I've made some very silly errors that are plaguing me at the moment. Another thing with Inventor is when you actually know what you're doing with a tiny bit of confidence, a lot of the time it's much easier to start from scratch and build it than it is to mess around for 20 minutes trying to fix things. Let's edit this sketch. Project geometry. Just making sure I've got every single one of these. lofting from here, and it's really not wanting to play it. And curtain becomes curtain 2. So first of all, let's close this down. Now, curtain could still live if, when we look at the studio, no, we really will see the top of that, so it's going to look bad. So curtain becomes curtain 2. $450 by about $150, that's fine. $160. That's just to get my footprint vaguely where I want it. I find an awful lot in Inventor gets learned. You teach yourself things by making objects in Inventor that are it's not particularly good at making. Inventor was not designed to make curtains, but doesn't mean we can't make things that look vaguely like curtains if we do them sensibly. That couldn't look less like a curtain if I tried. Finish sketch. Now in fact we still have to do something here. We still have to make the outer box construction. There we go. Now finish sketch. So we're going to go from this plane here and we're going to offset 400 up. So we're going to go significantly smaller. Oh, those so don't match up, do they? Oh. We'll find out when we go to our loft. Let's just go back and edit you. Hope those are joined. And offset from plane 400 up. I think we want another one. I don't know about 400 up. We'll see. Yeah, it'll do. So this one we want quite small. We could go as far as making it round or an ellipse. Please work, loft. Okay, let's try that again. Cancel. Okay, this isn't closed. Why aren't you closed? You look vaguely closed. And the bottom one's definitely broken. Let's just try removing these. Please work, loft. Please, please, please. Not even a little. But I can cheat and ignore that one entirely. File. Save as curtain. Save. It exists. Yes, I want to replace it. It's no good. So let's now go to the master. Finish in the studio. Place the new curtain. Okay, in fact we do want two of them. Let's just find out where they live. One lives over here. One lives here. Both are upside down. That's starting to make me happy. Okay. Curtain. Turnsy offs all these. Change this to something useful. Plastic, asphalt. No, clearly not. Cherry. Fieldstone. Fieldstone actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Gypsum wallboard. Nah. Oak, oxygen. Grey curtains, no. Thing is, there's not really much in the way of colour in the scene so far. I haven't done the texturing proper, but something with a little bit more. Oh, that's interesting. That'll be nothing like what I want, but let's go for that. Can I fillet much of this? Maybe with 0.5. It's probably going to tell me it's going to crash. No, it does its best. Back to the main video. Okay, so you're both upside down, which is a problem for me. Now we want this to have an offset of 100, and I actually guessed the right way, which I'm really proud about. Now that one's not going to be as important. This one is going to be important because you will actually see this as a big-ish feature in the render. Again, we're going to go for 100. Ah, you're crashing into the window, of course you are. And to spin you is not something that is easy. Now, this is a good time to just see how terrible things look, because you can sometimes be nicely surprised, and this looks not too bad, especially when we render it. Let's bump this up to 128, please don't crash, render. So the other one I put in really doesn't matter. The other thing I'm very tempted to do is actually shove one behind the other, because I think that'll actually come out with a decent effect that you'd expect from a curtain. I'm hoping that the curtain doesn't cut into the cushion at the bottom. I don't think it does. But if you make sure that the two top points overlap, they will probably look more like a curtain that's bunched up rather than one on top of the other, which I will know is happening, but I don't really care if other people, as long as other people think it's not happening, I'm pretty happy. Come on, render out. I could pause this for you, but I think you enjoy my stressing out about the render, so I'm talking as we do it. That, if I was in a major rush, that would be left alone. It's not perfect, it needs to be tweaked, but that's much better than I thought it was going to be. I was getting very panicky about how that was going to appear. Okay, so let's take you and have you join your friend. Please move. Please move. Not very easy to constrain you because some idiot made you with curves everywhere. Ah, it's because I was in the render, that's why it was so difficult. So we're trying to overlap these a little bit without looking like we're overlapping these a little bit, which is basically impossible. No, we'll just keep you over here. You're not going to be seen anyway, so I'm not interested in you, and I'm also just realised I'm talking to a CG curtain. Oops. Come back, thank you. Let's place another vase. I was going to place another vase there, but I know it'll look cheesy if there's two there and another one here. But not that cheesy considering you can't see one of those. Tempting, tempting. We do need some colour in here that's not grey. This wall, cut wall, you need to be an interesting colour that's not grey. Let's take this visibility off and this visibility off, this work plate off. could just change the colour of the generic, which would probably be much easier than looking through all these. Bamboo, no. Yeah. I think if I played with the bricks, you could probably get something decent. That's not helpful. Let's see what we've got here. Wrought steel, no. Copper, expensive room. So let's set this back to generic. Dark red's going to be too much. Indoor pool, no. That looks interesting. It's got a possibility. But it's going to have to change the final render. But I've got a curtain that doesn't look horrible, so that's me pretty happy. Got to fill these up, got to tweak the settings of the materials, and then it's just light.